warm welcome again. We are back with a new video, and today we are going to talk about one of the interesting plays of George Bernard Shaw, that is Pygmalion. Now, Shaw is trying to deliver a very important question through this play, that can language shape societal norms, and in what ways can language affect social change? So the very important questions are being explored, and how it is kind of revealing the profound impact on the linguistic evolution on our collective consciousness and social structures. So these kind of questions are being explored throughout the play. So let's dive in. The play Pygmalion has been penned by George Bernard Shaw in 1913, and it is a thought-provoking play that has captivated the audiences for over a century. This play has also been premiered in Vienna in 1913. So about the author, who was actually George Bernard Shaw. He was an Irish playwright, critic, and social reformer. His lifespan is 1856 to 1950. And he has been a prolific writer, producing over 60 plays including Candida, Pygmalion, Man and Superman, and others. He is widely known as one of the greatest playwrights of 20th century, and he has been a strong advocate for social justice, women's rights, and abolition of poverty. So from where Shaw is drawing inspiration to write this Pygmalion play? So initially, Shaw is being fascinated by this Pygmalion myth, and he sees parallel between him, this Pygmalion, and his own experiences as a playwright. He also believed that the Pygmalion, like Pygmalion, he could shape and mold characters to create a new reality. Also, he has a fascination for phonetics and language, and this has been a great influence for writing this play. So by drawing the Pygmalion myth, Shaw is creating a timeless masterpiece that continues to captivate audiences with its thought-provoking themes and memorable characters. So to begin with, what is Pygmalion myth? Now this myth of Pygmalion is originating from ancient Greek mythology. Pygmalion was a sculptor who fell in love with his own creation that he created, a statue of a woman. And he prayed to the goddess Aphrodite to bring this statue to life, and she granted his wish. So this statue, named Galatea, became a real woman, and Pygmalion married her. So what are the themes of this play Pygmalion? Initially, Pygmalion is exploring the rigid class structure of Edwardian England. Next is very important, language and power. So Shaw is trying to examine the relationship between language, identity, and power, and demonstrating how speech can empower and oppress individuals as well. Third is feminism and agency, and which we are seeing in this play through Eliza's journey, and her journey is raising questions about women's autonomy, self-discovery, and constraints that is placed upon her by the societal expectations. Again, the play is exploring the tensions between personal identity and social expectations. The plot summary. Now the initial play is beginning with a bet between Professor Henry Higgins and Colonel Pickering regarding Eliza Doolittle. This is the central plot element in George Bernard Shaw's play Pygmalion. And in this play, Professor Higgins, a phonetics professor, is boasting that he can transform Eliza, a poor flower girl with a strong Cockney accent, into a refined lady who can pass as a duchess at the ambassador's ball. And he's claiming that he can accomplish this feat in just 6 months simply by teaching her how to speak properly and behave with the manners expected from the upper class. Now, Colonel Pickering, who is also interested in phonetics, accepts this challenge and he agrees to cover the expenses of the experiment. This bet is highlighting the themes of number one, social class, transformation, and the superficial nature of appearances, which Shaw is exploring throughout the play. Now, this story is delving into the dynamics between the characters and the ethical implications of trying to change somebody's identity for a wager. Eliza is also agreeing to this bet because she wants to come out from the poverty line, and she undergoes under the rigorous training. Now, Eliza's transformation in Pygmalion is bringing the light complex issues of identity, class, and self-worth. But by the end of the play, Eliza is finding herself in a state of liminality. She is in flux. She is in between, caught between what? The lower background where she belongs to and the upper class persona that Henry Higgins has molded her into. So although she has acquired the speech, manners and the outward appearances of a lady of a high society, she is no longer feeling a part of the either world. So this flux, this in-betweenness is leaving her in struggle with her own self-worth and own sense of self, where she belongs to. Now, Eliza is refusing to accept Higgins' demeaning attitude towards her, and she is reflecting her own self-awareness and realization. So she is moving beyond the superficial changes imposed on her, and Higgins treats her just as an experiment, just as a test of his own abilities, than a genuine attempt to improve Eliza's life. And this is dismissing her feelings and humanity. So he views that her transformation is just a reflection of his own skill, rather than acknowledging Eliza's effort and intelligence. So Eliza's defiance is very crucial moment in the play, and she is rejecting finally to Professor Higgins' patronizing behavior, and she is asserting her independence and demands to be seen just not like a product but as a human. And her stand challenges the idea of that one's value is determined solely by social class or appearance, and emphasizing that instead the importance of self-respect and autonomy is a matter of concern. So this moment also forces Professor Higgins to confront his own attitudes and the ethical implications of his experiment. And this is highlighting the power dynamics at play in their relationship and questioning the morality of trying to mold someone to fit into the societal expectations. So to begin with, the important characters, let's see. As we know, Professor Henry Higgins, he is a phonetic professor, confident, egoistic, charismatic. Next we have definitely our flower girl, Eliza Doolittle, and she is a girl who has been transformed into a sophisticated lady. She is strong-willed, vulnerable, yet determined. says moving and embarking on a journey of self-discovery. Now, Colonel Pickering, again linguist and Higgins' colleague, and he has been parental and supporting Eliza's growth and independence. Next, we have Mrs. Pierce. She is the housekeeper of Professor Higgins. Next, we have Alfred Doolittle, Eliza's father, and he is a charming rogue, yet he is serving as a catalyst for Eliza's transformation. He is embodying the contradictions of poverty and dignity. Next, we have Freudian's Freud here. He is again a young upper class man who becomes infatuated with Eliza Doolittle, and he lacks depth and substance and also is showing immaturity. He is actually willing to marry Eliza, and he's serving as a foil to Professor Henry Higgins. Next we have is Mrs. Higgins. She is the mother of Professor Higgins, and initially she is upset by Eliza's intrusion, yet later on she kind of tries to tell her son not to treat Eliza just like an object or product. So to conclude with, the conclusion of this play Pygmalion is leaving the audience with an ambiguous and thought-provoking ending. After Eliza's transformation, the dynamics between her and Professor Henry Higgins shift significantly. Eliza is asserting her independence and rejecting Higgins' dismissive and patronizing attitude. She is declaring that she will make her own choices about her future. She is also highlighting the emotional cost of her transformation, and Eliza is choosing not to return to him even after their arguments. So she is contemplating a future that would include marrying Freddie or pursuing a career of her own terms. So this play is concluding with Higgins laughing, confident that Eliza will come back to him. But Eliza's newfound independence is suggesting that now she has the power, she has the autonomy to decide her own path. So this open-ended conclusion emphasizes Shaw's critique of social class distinctions and the complex nature of personal transformation. It is also leaving the audience to think over to the questions of autonomy, the true nature of relationships, and the societal pressures that shape individuals. So Eliza's journey is ultimately finding about her own voice and identity and beyond the constraints that is imposed by others. So the play is ending on a note that celebrates her empowerment and self-determination. I hope you liked the video. Again, we are going to meet. Till then, keep on learning. Again, we are going to meet with the next video with a new topic. Happy learning, all of you.